Responsorial Psalm, Judith chapter 13 verses 18b c d e and 19. You are the highest honor of our race. Blessed are you, daughter, by the Most High God, above all the women on earth, and blessed be the Lord God, the Creator of heaven and earth. You are the highest honor of our race. Your deed of hope will never be forgotten by those who tell of the might of God. You are the highest honor of our race. Judith was a Hebrew widow and an obedient and faithful believer in Israel's one true God. Nebuchadnezzar was an evil Babylonian king who destroyed and killed a large number of the Jews and also destroyed their cities and villages. Holofernes, a Babylonian commander, had been dispatched by Nebuchadnezzar to take vengeance on Israel, which had withheld assistance in his most recent war. Holofernes was feared because of his ruthless methods of destroying cities, places of worship, and anyone who opposed him was killed. Judith met Holofernes, the enemy of Israel, a world-class bully who slaughtered his way through country after country to establish Babylon's dominance in the world. He was so brutal that many just surrendered without a fight. From the moment he met Judith, Holofernes' plan was to seduce her. In short, he invited her to his tent for a party with his servants. She accepted but had her own plan. Judith, after a lavish dinner, waits until he is drunk, then she kills him by hacking off his head with his own sword. Brings a more intense meaning to the old saying, live by the sword, die by the sword. She and her faithful maid took his head and put it in her food bag, and then brought it back to her own town. It's a far more interesting story and well worth reading the entire book of Judith. The story is used here to compare the Blessed Virgin Mary and Judith. Both women listened carefully to God's requests of them. Both women obeyed when it would have seemed life-threatening. Both women increased Israel's ability to spiritually grow and prosper. In time, both women were recognized for their invaluable contribution to their country. Mark chapter 4 verses 3 through 8, and he taught them at length in parables, and in the course of his instruction he said to them, Hear this. A sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell on the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Other seed fell on rocky ground where it had little soil. It sprang up at once because the soil was not deep. And when the sun rose, it was scorched and it withered for lack of roots. Some seed fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it produced no grain. And some seed fell and produced fruit. It came up and grew and yielded 30, 60, and 100-fold. Are you the seed of faith that Jesus sowed on the rich soil? Do you believe that God is with you always? Judith and the Blessed Virgin Mary did, and became the seed through which many came to believe.